Hey everybody, what's up? What's going on? And today, I got a video of something I kind of wanted to do a little bit differently. But first, quickly, I just wanted to mention about the gameplay. In this lobby, it was some massive trash talkers. If you haven't seen the Christmas Crash Modern Warfare Super Rage that one guy in the lobby had, that guy started shit talking on this map, and then that led to the Christmas Crash video after this game. So he got on his mic and started saying shit like, I think it was basically just like, all you guys stay in this lobby. You're about to get your ass kicked. You're about to destroy you. We're about to beat you up so bad. Classic, usual stuff. And then the team that I got put on was the opposite of his. And then there were two dudes on this team that were like, yeah, okay, we need to put our pants on. We got to beat this guy. We got to beat him. We got to beat him. They kept saying that. And so, yeah, it was just a quick experiment. If you haven't seen that Rage video, the link will be down in the description. I really recommend checking it out. That guy really did just go off. Really entertaining. But I kind of wanted to, the original purpose of making this video was I kind of wanted to have some sort of a ramble kind of, and it's something that, YouTubers do because it's helpful, so to say. It makes you, I try not to stumble as much as I do during my videos, but sometimes it just happens. I'm trying to find the line between it makes you have realization, so to say, like it's not necessarily true that during this video, during the time like I'm making this commentary, I'm gonna learn something that I need to know, or I'm gonna say something that's just gonna pop out of my mouth without thinking about it, and just like this zero effort solution to your problems. And no, that's often not it, but often what happens is you're vocalizing, your worldview, you're vocalizing your opinion on something, you're vocalizing your point of view, your perspective. And sometimes, during that time of actually vocalizing it, the act of it going from, just floating around in your head to putting it out there is sometimes you think, a little bit ridiculous, or here's the simple solution. There's like, it's been looking me in the face the whole time. It's, you gotta, actually put it from one form to another in order to even analyze it. So that's kind of, my analysis as to why every, YouTuber loves those rambling type of videos. That's really therapeutic, so to say, for them, what everybody says. And that's kind of, my insight into it, why. And recently I've really been off the wagon when it comes to training, cycling. If you guys don't know, I'm a cyclist. That's, that's kind of like the ist that I give myself. And it's a big deal to me. This past year, the background is I had raced on I started riding in 2005 road, and from there I rode, through middle school. During high school, I joined a juniors race team. That race team ended up falling apart. From there, I stopped racing. It kind of ruined a lot of aspects of racing for me. There was a lot of, just a lot of negative. There's always a bad, like coach's dog, like coach's son type situation. There's always some sort of, no matter what sport you're playing, youth sport, there's always some sort of negativity and badness that comes out of it, and experience was no different. This team had kind of fallen apart, and it made me no desire to want to race anymore, and so I kind of stopped riding for a little bit. I definitely stopped racing. Just everything was real casual about it. And this past year, I started racing again towards the second half of the year. In June, I got back on. I had been mountain biking in June. I got back on the road bike, and I mountain biked all year. I think starting in January or February, I got back, on in terms of riding regularly again. Got back on the mountain bike and everything, and I had been riding regularly since June, January, and January, February, and then in June, back on the road bike, and I started racing in June, I think August. Yeah, August was the first race I did, and then there was another race that I did later in August. Both in August, I did two races in August, and I really got hooked back on the racing bug. I got the sickness again. I got that racing bug back in my bloodstream. And I went into the off season, with a real kind of strong into the off season, and then the cold weather came, winter came, and I, had was like, okay, well, I've already been riding so much through this, very beginning of the off season, started, started to race cyclocross, and I decided I didn't really want to race cyclocross, somewhat, and then from there I kind of lost like a reason to train, and from there I haven't really been riding as much. I haven't been riding regularly this off season for sure, and it's just kind of like it's a little bit late. Like right now I'm a little bit late in terms of like training. I know like other amateurs who are at my skill level probably are still not riding, still taking a complete break. But I have these intentions to cat up, so to say, which is to race they have different race categories that based on skill, and my goal is to cat up as quickly as possible this year, and as much as possible, as quickly and as much as possible for this year. And it doesn't really happen if you're not really doing your off season training. And so I'm gonna have to, if I'm going to have a competitive race season, I'm going to have to start getting on the bike. Now that the winter solstice is here, there's some little bit warmer weather. Winter solstice is past. There's some little bit warmer weather. I'm trying to get out there a little bit more, but I've just been off the wagon, so to say, and I've been playing a lot of video games. I'm playing a lot of Modern Warfare Remastered. Work, I've used that as an excuse as well. And my sleep schedule, and now like the actual work, the time I'm working is not really a valid excuse anymore, but the effects of when I work, and now that I've been working later, working towards, sometimes 3 a.m. It gets, if not even sometimes, it's, I think 2 out of the 3 days that I did this weekend were, until 3 a.m. of this past weekend. And so I work later, I stay up later, and then I end up waking up later, and my sleep schedule gets thrown off a little bit later. In the summer, it's kind of okay. It's like till 9, you can fit in a training ride. Before the sun goes down, you can do all these things in time, but now when it's dark at 5 o'clock, it's kind of a problem, and it's thrown me off the wagon. And I've just had this constant thing of where I feel I'll feel guilty for not riding like that day, or I'll feel I'll just have this feeling inside that I've failed, like me and people around me, for not riding, not training for that day. And then and so I've gotten on the bike recently. I think like last time I was on the bike, it's been less than a week, but it's normally it's 5-6 rides a week, and now it's just been maybe one or less, maybe one every 2 weeks. So yeah, it's almost been a week since my last ride, and there was definitely a strength decrease for sure. But that's what the whole point of the off season, to get your strength back up before race season. So I don't know, I just kind of wanted to ramble about cycling. Thank you guys for listening. If you guys made it this far, like if you enjoy it, and maybe if you haven't yet, subscribe for more, and I'll see you guys very soon.